Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans. Welcome back to The Bunker. As many of you know, I've been on a 2-month break from my activism work. Over that period, a great deal has happened, and it felt wrong to just start uploading again without saying a few words on what's been going on lately. At the end of January, my family and I were subjected to a horrific violation of our privacy, combined with a misinformation and defamation campaign that has since, unfortunately, spilled over into full-blown online bullying and harassment over social media. I've long said, both in my book and on this channel, that ironically, the biggest pushback to my activism work has only ever come from fellow ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. We ex-JWs carry enormous emotional baggage from our cult experience, and sometimes this causes our community to cannibalize itself. We were raised in a group that taught us that if someone holds different views to us on certain key issues, it's not merely a case of agreeing to disagree. That person deserves to be eliminated imminently in a fiery apocalypse, along with everyone else who thinks as they do. Additionally, the fact that our trust was betrayed by a misleading and abusive cult leadership that so obviously craves influence and adulation can cause us ex-JWs to be understandably suspicious or even resentful of any perceived authority figure, especially if it's someone who's grown a large audience that we may personally feel they don't deserve. I may not like it, but this is the reality I've been working with for over 10 years. Frustrating though it is, I consider the intense infighting and polarization in the ex-JW community to be an inevitable byproduct of the unhealthy and toxic thinking that was coded into many of us from birth. We can't just agree to disagree. We can't just leave someone we don't like to do their thing. Some of us feel we need to go one step further and destroy whoever it is that we don't like through character assassination and trying to snuff out their reputation and credibility. Again, I'm no stranger to all of this, and to a degree, I even understand it. I actually think it's healthy that there's such a wide spectrum of ideas and opinions in our movement. But where I must draw the line is when false information and even fake emails are circulated in attempts to destroy someone and ruin their work. I can't simply stand back and let that sort of thing happen, because the internet remembers. I care passionately about my work, especially my work as an advocate against the cover-up of child sexual abuse, and I refuse to allow it to be sabotaged by completely fabricated claims. To that end, I've hired a lawyer whose team is currently pursuing all available legal remedies, including filing criminal charges where necessary. I'm also working on hiring a PR manager so that I can focus on my work rather than being unduly distracted by countering any negativity that pops up on social media. But while I'm doing everything I reasonably can to respond to this intensely stressful situation, which has come at a time when I really needed to be focusing on my family and mental health, I feel it's important to say this. I have made mistakes. I have been unfaithful to my wife, and for that I am profoundly sorry. Deanna is a wonderful woman, and no matter what issues may have influenced my actions and decision-making, she never deserved to have her trust betrayed. I will say sorry now, and no matter how things turn out between us, I will continue to say sorry to Deanna for the rest of my life. I want to be clear though, the problems I'm dealing with right now are a personal matter between myself and Deanna. By not discussing any of this openly until my confidentiality was violated, I haven't lied to or deceived my viewers, patrons, or colleagues. I've merely kept private things that should be private. I obviously understand why all this may come as a huge disappointment to many of you watching. Believe me, I'm disappointed in myself. But I've never presented myself as being perfect, and I don't think my personal failings disqualify me in any way from criticizing and holding accountable an organization that breaks apart families through shunning, covers up child sexual abuse on an industrial scale, and even persuades thousands of its own followers to die rather than accept blood. That said, I do feel incredibly humbled by my recent experiences, and to the extent possible, I want to introduce more balance, compassion, and kindness to my commentary moving forward. There's so much more I could say, but I've said everything I think needs to be said. I don't intend to make any more videos or live streams on this subject. Rather, if my team advises me to make some statement, I'll try to do so using other means. It's important to me that this YouTube channel remains first and foremost a healing, welcoming environment for those exiting the Jehovah's Witness religion, and as free of XJW drama and controversy as possible. Finally, I want to thank all of you who've left messages of support and solidarity over the past few weeks. I'm especially grateful to the hundreds of patrons who've stuck with me through this incredibly dark and painful period, making it possible for my team and I to keep this channel primed and ready to produce more content. And to those fellow ex-witnesses who've been persuaded by what's been said about me over the last few weeks, including former colleagues I've been forced to block on social media, I want to say this: I am not your enemy. I'm convinced that my name will be cleared and your concerns properly addressed. And when that happens, if you're open to reconciliation, you'll find that I don't hold grudges. We ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are a community of people who are hurting. And we're more susceptible than most to fear and suspicion, especially when we hear loaded language and shocking allegations levelled at someone we trust. Though I need to keep my Twitter feed clear of negativity for my own mental health, I refuse to cancel or shun those who were coerced into cancelling or shunning me. So when all this is over and the dust has finally settled, I promise you my hand of friendship if you want it. In the meantime, you can all look forward to more content in the weeks ahead. It might not be at the same frequency or intensity as it was before, but there's an abusive cult out there that's destroying lives, and I'm more determined than ever to keep exposing it no matter what. That's all for now, and as always, thank you for watching.